Hi guys, Larry back. Thanks for coming to my playpen. All right, I want to touch base a little bit about fuel for you. I think Dave Rack or someone else is going to get into carburation and electronic fuel injection. I'm pretty good at carburation end, but I'm sure Dave is better. There's lots of guys better for sure. And I think he's also going to do the EFI, electronic fuel injection, which is not a lot you can do. I think if you water out, you can kind of drain all the filters. There's ways of purging the line. There's some start procedures. I think you let the bike cool down. You get it going. You do not let it come off idle. You let it come up to maximum operating temperature, shut it off. And I think that has something to do with resetting the sensors on board. But Dave will get into that, I believe. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about fuel. The number one fuel problem that we have on trail riding is starvation. And starvation normally, without exception, is no fuel available. Meaning two things. You ran out of fuel, you didn't take enough fuel, you forgot to fill it up with fuel, trip turned out to be longer than you hoped, you got lost, can't make it back. But fuel starvation or lack of fuel is number one. Now there's a lot of ways to combat that. We've got a couple of different size tanks. This is a tank actually off my 2016 Beta 500. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit my 2021. Or actually, it fit my 2016 and my 2019, but does not fit my 21. So anybody looking for a hot deal on a tank, I got one for a Beta 4T. Fuel injected, and this is my KTM tank, bigger tank. This is 3 US gallon. I think this one's 4.5 US gallons. It's off my KTM earlier model. Again, non-fuel injected. In this case, carbureted, fuel injected. I don't use either of them nowadays. So we're going to talk about options here for fuel. Number one terrible option is carrying a can like this. I have done it. I remember riding from Caliente to Jean, Nevada, which is probably about 350 kilometers, 3 of us, and it ended up I drew the short straw and carried the fuel. Keeping in mind I only had to carry it probably for an hour, and then we were able to split it into the 3 and 4 bikes that we had, and it was pretty much all gone by then. So that's the worst scenario, but it is all you can do to get it in your backpack. Other options are we have these fuel cells. Come in different sizes, 1.5 liter, 0.75 liter, and a 1 liter. A little expensive, very nice. You don't have to ride all day with one of these in your backpack full of fuel, keeping in mind that this thing is going to weigh about about 3 pounds full. That's how much the fluid will weigh, the fuel. Option, don't run out of fuel. If you're a 2-stroke guy, you can carry, or hopefully you'll be able to steal fuel from another bike, meaning that we'll have a fuel line hose. This happened to be in my fanny pack. I forgot to mention it when I did the fanny pack talk because I'd taken it out for the fuel talk. So a siphon hose is always a good thing. Not that complicated. Sometimes you can pull a fuel without even going into a siphon mode. Just lay the other bike down the ground, take the fuel cap off, leave it laying there, bring the other bike up beside it, and it'll siphon the drain right into it. If you're a 2-stroke guy and you're going to be thinking of getting fuel from your 4-stroke friends, carry a fuel or an oil container. Mark on it with a magic marker, 2 liters, 4 liters, because they're not going to give you a lot, but mark on it so you're not always guessing. I suggest you put this in as the fuel is going in slowly, shaking the tank a lot, so it's not running to the bottom of the petcock. And then you'll just get a big gulp of oil in the carburetor. Not the best plan. 2-stroke oil, so make sure you have it. That pretty well covers it. The other big problem with fuel is we have a tendency to fuel out of cans because our bikes are on trailers. It's not easy to get to the gas pump. Multiple fuel. This is a gas can that's been sitting around my garage here for, well, 3 or 4 months. It's now February, so it's almost gone, okay? But you don't even, the shit that gets in the bottom of these cans is just unbelievable. I haven't even looked at this one, but I know what it's going to look like. It's going to have water, it's going to have some dirt. So when you're filling your bike out of the gas can, please take a minute. Do not put it all in. Try not to shake it all up too much or let it settle, and then pour it in here. That looks worse than I thought it was going to look, to be truthful. It'll settle down in a second, but that is not uncommon for the bottom, I don't know, pint or whatever in there, okay? That is just what's in your can after using it all summer. Condensation, I'm gonna let, oh there, I think we can see it there. A little bit of water, this may have had some oil in it, a little bit of water laying in the bottom here, and a whole bunch of dirt. Okay, right there, slopping it all over me. You can probably see it a little bit here. There, just an ugly friggin' mess. That is not uncommon. And that's high-test gas, and that's gas that really just came out. It's going to settle right down though. Okay, I think that's all I need. I think Dave Racker, whoever's doing the talk on fuel, will touch a lot more on that. The biggest problem with gas is just having it when you need it, especially at Calabogie. Limerick Forest isn't a problem, but at Calabogie, you can be a long way from a gas stop. Hiding fuel along the trail's an option. It's a pain in the ass because you always got to go back and get the cans. It's never where you want. I guess Campbell Road's a good example of a good place to leave it. That's already settling down and it will clear right up, except for what's laying on the bottom. Thanks, guys. On behalf of the BMA, I want to thank all the people that are participating in this, and of course all the volunteers that have put a lot of work into this. It's important that the club serves its members, but it's also important that the members serve the club. Dave Bickle has done a tremendous job, Chris, myself, I think Dave Rack, I'm not sure who else is contributing. With the COVID thing going on, we're all kind of working independently, trying to figure out what's the best path forward, and only time will tell how that works out. Hopefully this year, 2021, we'll all get to see a lot more of each other and have a lot more fun participating in not only club events and local rides, but just getting together as a group, socializing and doing some dirt biking. My email is larrymurraybma@gmail.com. I couldn't have made it simpler for everyone to get a hold of me. And I want to welcome anybody that wants to go out to Limerick or Calabogie riding. If you're up to riding at a reasonable pace, I'm not a fast guy, I don't want you to think that, but we'll be happy to take you out riding, and not only happy to, but really look forward to it. I'm retired now, I'm 70 years old, so I have some spare time. I still do some volunteer work, but I can always find time for riding. Love it. Just can't wait to get back out riding with a group. What I found this year to be more difficult, even though I did get some riding in, was even getting to where you would be going. It's not bad for me at Limerick Forest because I'm 10 minutes away, but Calabogie for me is a 2-hour drive each direction. And with the COVID thing, I didn't take anybody with me. Sometimes I had a trailer load of bikes, but there was nobody in the cab of the truck with me. And I'll tell you, I miss the socializing that goes on when you're not riding. So want to thank everybody at the BMA. Look forward to seeing you guys in 2021. Can't wait to have the fun. Thanks, guys. See you later. A big thank you to Dave Bickle and the BMA for putting this whole thing on. Thank you.